Hey everybody, this is just an update. It's going to be quick because I am going to be going on the way to the ER. I went into the Meridian Park ER yesterday for the second time because I wasn't feeling well. When they checked me in, my blood pressure was 180/89. And anyway, long story short, just um, kind of just talked like, okay, well, not much of anything. Anyway, but I went into an urgent care here. They wouldn't take my blood pressure, and so they said to go back to the ER. This told me there's nothing wrong with me twice. But anyway, so I'm gonna go to the ER again. But this is just an update. So a lot of you that like know me personally know that I'm adopted. It's really never been a big deal to me. I mean, family is uh, family family are people who actually actively love you, right? The active love, Dostoevsky, I'm outside. So anyway, um, so that's never really been a big deal to me. I've known my entire life, and it was just kind of what it is. Um, but anyway, there have been a lot of things that have been weird going on. So far, I've uncovered in the process of all this, I uncovered like a criminal syndicate, a $67 billion money laundering scam in Texas. And there's been some threats against me personally. And that part has been really weird. But anyway, so not too long ago, a few months ago, I got my original birth certificate. In Oregon, you can get your pre-adoption birth certificates. And when I got it, I looked up the name of the doctor that was that had delivered me, and saw that he had done some testing had been part of some studies for pregnant women. He also worked for the Department of Defense, and so this was, I can't remember like where it was, but I came across some other things that made me think that he'd been involved in some shady things, and so I that was it wasn't the only reason I sent a Freedom of Information request to the CIA, but it was among the things I was trying to find out the people that were stalking me, right? And so, anyway, the response from the CIA is basically kiss off. They did send a response, but it was basically, we're not going to tell you that we may have something. We're not going to confirm it, but we're not going to tell you. Well, this is the thing. If I was part of a study, well, like when my birth mother was pregnant or when I was a baby, that was over 50 years ago, and they have no right at all to keep that information private at all. They can't keep it's no longer classified because of the time that has passed. And I didn't know this, but there was like actually a lot of CIA activity, like with the Forestry Service. There's been all kinds of weird stuff going on. So anyway, there was that, and I've had a lot of calls from people pretending to be somebody that I know, but because of their just things that they say, I know it's not actually them. And one of the recurring themes is one of them, get off the internet. All of them like encourage me to change my number, like the number that people who know me could contact me by. And anyway, they also were saying, well, you can't wait till somebody gives you money, or it was like I knew that I was going to be there's money waiting for me that I was going to be getting. So anyway, all these things that are going on, a lot of the stuff, I do have some of the things related to the other things that I have positive proof. But as far as the things regarding me personally, I've recently been getting proof about this, right? About what's going on. I discovered that there were people that were actually impersonating me, including some family and friends. I got evidence of that, and so um, those things kind of started to make sense. And so here's the thing: this is what I think. This is like what I'm inferring from everything that's going on, what I have confirmation of. I'm inferring that there was something coming from one of my birth parents, like as an inheritance, and they couldn't find me, and that there's been a conspiracy to cover it up. That's what my inference is, and I'm just going to say this. This is in 2021, the beginning of it, my Uncle Carlton, my mom's brother, had been I had gotten this thing where he had been in the hospital. Like, they sent a video that he was in the hospital about something, like some, like, I don't know, something was just a little bit off. And so he went to the hospital, and then I heard he was getting better. And then he went to a rehab, and this rehab have had a history of like outbreaks. Like, you know, they had had enough outbreaks of COVID that they should have known what COVID looks like. So anyway, this was right before, I mean, literally right as the vaccine was coming out. And it seemed like he's doing okay, but then the next thing I knew, he was dead. And I had a it just felt like, you know, it's Holy Spirit saying, call Uncle Carlton. I can't even remember talking to him ever on the phone. I thought, well, that's really weird. But again, the next thing I knew, he was dead. So I'm not going to say a whole lot more about this. I did actually talk to an officer today and give some case notes about it. I have been reporting all this to the U.S. Marshals and Crime Stoppers, and I'm going to be adding like specific details to that report. But today, as there was some fraud on one of my accounts on last week, and the card was canceled. So I went into the credit union, and as I was on the way there, I was just, how things were organized and like how I normally organize, just a little weird. It was just off. And so I pulled out I have a binder that has all my documents in it. And I noticed that original pre-adoption birth certificate was gone. So if somebody has diverted an inheritance, it's supposed to come to me. They now have a copy of that pre-adoption birth certificate. The other thing that I noticed was that I had given a power of attorney to someone for some things that I needed to have taken care of, and that was gone. So they have my pre-adoption birth certificate plus a power of attorney. So let me just say this. My family does not have power of attorney. Nobody from Oregon has a power of attorney for me. I issued that power of attorney, I think it was April or May. Could have even been June. I don't know. I haven't issued another one since. So if anybody shows up with a power of attorney for me, then that's fraudulent. The officer that I spoke to today, I told him what the paper was like on that original power of attorney. So he knows that. So I hope no one is stupid enough to try to pull that off. You have had warning after warning. At this point, the fact that I am still alive after all the things that have happened, I think you would catch a clue. When I said God gave me a word about this, that I'm coming through this, I meant it. And so if you are coming in opposition to that, you are going down. Also, when I was logging in on my iPad, my Facebook account was logged out. All my StreamYard connections had been disconnected from Facebook and Instagram. So when I went to log in again, it gave me a prompt, and like I said, they've been like hacking some way, like tunneling accounts or something. I don't know. It said my location was in Corvallis, Oregon. So whoever would be benefiting to keep me from whatever was taken, one of those people is in Corvallis, Oregon. So I'll let everybody else figure that out. But anyway, I'm not going to go on any more about that. I might say a little bit more about it later, but I am going to go to the ER again and see if they blow me off. Oh, by the way, I'm recording everything at this point. So Legacy Health Systems, just be aware of that. I've been through this crap multiple times with different people blowing me off, the FBI, the Department of Justice, different police departments. I know what to do at this point. I am documenting and recording. So again, I'm coming through this, and when I do, whoever is on the wrong side of this, you better believe I'm filing lawsuits. So make your choices very carefully.